So Mr. Obama's resume on terrorism is about as weak as you can get. Or am I wrong?
Yes, you're wrong. Carry the square root of 6 divided by 0.42, and that... Oh my goodness. It's a fact. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Like, where's my oatmeal? Get off my lawn! My Bible and my gun. And let me masturbate with the American flag. Oh, I'm American.
These cartoons that were made in the 40s and 50s, they made about 100 of them. They won 7 Academy Awards at the time. I feel as though one of the arguments is, well, this is overly politically correct. It's over-policing. It's over-sensitivity. What would you say to that?
I definitely see the point of it. I see the point of it because you see these cartoons, especially cartoons because the caricatures are even more extreme than films which were plenty insensitive in many cases. But why are they pinpointing the one cartoon? Because there's a lot of cartoons back in those days that had these racially insensitive characters.
I thought you said it had also been about 20 years since you worked with her.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so you haven't worked with her for as long as all of those other people?
Okay, well, thanks very much. Nice interview. Goodbye.
All right, apparently Dick Morris not liking the simple pointing out that he is criticizing those who comment on Hillary for not having worked with her for 20 years, and he also hasn't worked with her for 20 years. I didn't think that was that angering of a statement to make, but apparently it was to Dick Morris.
The moment you say to government, enforce this contract, you have invited government interference into that relationship. So the idea that we can have some type of free market or some type of preeminence, freedom of contract, that does not exist. There's no such thing as freedom of contract if you want it to be enforced by a third party.
Well, if you ask government to enforce a contract, it's quite different than asking government to stick its nose in and decide what the contract's going to be. I'm sure you wouldn't agree with the concept that the government can decide who can marry who.
Who can marry who?
Yeah, who can marry who? In other words, can a man marry a man or a woman marry a man? Yeah, I'm sure you agree that the government doesn't have the right to determine that.
In fact, the government says that you can't marry your sister.
All right, but I'm going back to the other one. I'm going to your sister, incest, and that you're taking it too deep down the rabbit hole there. Just on
no, I'm not taking it too deep down the rabbit hole.
Correct. It didn't make a decision about same-sex marriage at all. Really, all it said is we're staying out of it. And it makes sense. They have over 2,000 cases to look through and figure out which ones they should hear and which ones they should not. They can't possibly decide to make a decision on every single case and hear every case.
Even one that's as important as same-sex marriage, because it's such a huge topic in our country. But in a way, they're doing exactly the job. See, the thing is, the Supreme Court has to decide which cases would be the best vehicles to hand down a precedent, to hand down a decision that would shape our judicial system and our laws. Was there a significant religious component, a Christian component to the KKK?
Well, I consider the KKK a cult, I'll be honest with you, but they do embrace some Christian religions and they distort them, and some of the verses of the Bible they'll distort to make it fit to their agenda. And then they do embrace the Christian identity movement, which is nothing but a white supremacist movement and white supremacist belief based on what they consider Christianity.
Oh, so witty, so witty. Republicans are people too. We're grandmas and daughters. And we hate black people. I mean, we are black people. It cures cancer. You just smoke every day and you won't get cancer. I said it. Here's how robocalls usually go. You hear it's robocall, click. Okay. Hi, this is Donald Trump. I want you to click. What's on TV? You want a sandwich? Let's go grab a sandwich.